What is up, ladies from YouTube? Kyer HD here, and today we're going to be comparing the Glock 17 and the Bald Eagle, aka the Desert Eagle, or the 50 caliber Deagle, whatever you want to call it in Battlefield Hardline. Now this gameplay right here is just time filler gameplays, because I do have clips that I do want to show you guys as examples of what I am saying. So as you guys can see, attachments wise they are very similar, and don't worry about that red dot sight on the Glock that I actually purchased. However, the Desert Eagle does come with more standard equipment. It comes with a compensator, a flashlight, but it doesn't come with iron sights when the Glock does. But the iron sights on the Glock are terrible. Get rid of those things as soon as possible. However, on the Deagle, they are okay. Still, try to get yourself a red dot sight or mini red dot sight. Now, I have used both of these guns for a very considerable amount of time in any game mode, heist, team deathmatch, conquest, you name it. I've used them in it, and basically they both have two different approaches to what a sidearm should be. I said sidearm. No, so basically what the Desert Eagle focuses on is low clip, a lot of power, and requires you to be accurate. So if you guys have an HCAR set, this thing will go beautifully with that. That is actually by far my favorite class right now, because basically with the HCAR, it's a very powerful assault rifle that has high power, low clip, and a lot of damage. So I love the HCAR and the Desert Eagle paired together. And basically the Glock has a high fire rate, high capacity mag, but low damage and very little requirement on accuracy because it has such a high fire rate and such a low clip. And I haven't really found a gun that goes perfectly with it yet, but all the assault rifles go really well with the Glock. Now here's my opinion. Now remember, this is all opinion. As a secondary, the Desert Eagle is the best, because secondary should be when you've already shot an enemy, or you've already shot an enemy beside an enemy, and you have to panic and to pull out your secondary, not to run around with as a main weapon. And basically that's why the Desert Eagle takes the cake, because let's say you've already shot an enemy twice with your HCAR or twice with your shotgun. They're going to be at very low health, so you can just pull out your Desert Eagle and more than likely shoot them once. And it doesn't have a slow fire rate, so you can go in and maybe, if you miss your first one, hit them with two or maybe even the third shot if they're bad, I guess I should say. When the Glock, really you can't do that. You'll have to land 3 or 4 shots, and that gives them time to shoot you back. And also, like I said, the Glock has assault rifles, so if you shoot them once or twice and then you pull out your Glock, it's going to be like a 2 or 3 shot instead of just a 1. So as a secondary, the Desert Eagle is better. But however, as like an all-around gun, like let's say I go into this game thinking I'm just going to use my Desert Eagle the entire match, and another kid says I want to go into this game using only my Glock 17. The kid using the Glock 17 will do much better, because it has a high clip, good accuracy, and a high fire rate, when the Desert Eagle has none of those things. It just has power. That's pretty much it. It's power versus everything else. And like I said, as a secondary you want power, but as an all-around gun you want pretty much everything else. They kind of outweigh each other. Now remember, that is all my opinion. If you guys disagree, go ahead and tell me down below. Now remember, this wasn't a very in-depth test. I didn't really test how fast you could pull them out or anything like that. And also, I know I did forget range, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I actually didn't get gameplay of it. The Desert Eagle is a 2 to 3 shot at range, depending on where you hit them. I've never got it more than that, because I mainly haven't been able to hit them past like 100 meters, when the Glock is normally a 4 or 5, and I've even had 6 or 7 shots with the Glock, and that is bad. So the Desert Eagle definitely beats out the Glock there. But anyways, if you guys have enjoyed, please support the channel by leaving a like and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video.